Hi everyone, update 6 coming up today, and we're going to talk about a few things. A couple of the comments that came in which made me laugh. One especially just as something happened just when the comment came in, and I was laughing at myself. And I was giving I put my first video up and I was talking about podcasts then and things like that, and I'd said that the final furlong was very good. Now I'm going to have to retract that statement and say it's gone down the toilet very quickly over the past couple of years, and it's like now it's so long and it's just begun to get pretty tedious, to be honest with you, and nothing like what it was with Catherine Fry, Noel Hayes, Robbie McNamara, and when Blake had things to say, but now they've sold out to the bookmakers, and that's just the bottom line. I mean, I listened to Blake talking about Dara Sue, and I'll leave you to listen to that yourself on the other podcast and see what you think. But anyway, let's get on to that comment. This guy, Kev Smith, he goes on about me droning on. Now, I'm sorry if I do that. I think most people are very complimentary, but it's a bit like cardying. You're going to get 98, 99% good guys and then the odd 1 or 2%. But anyway, he says I'm droning on. And I've just listened to this Final Furlong podcast, basically giving the thing a last chance. And I've just been thinking while I was listening to it, before the comment came in, actually, that's what made me laugh about it. This contributor's on there, and he's going on about Ribble Valley for the Supreme trial, and I'm thinking, God almighty, he's going on a bit here, and I'm not really sure half of this is right, but anyway, he's going on and on and on, and it's a guy who's very knowledgeable about racing, but he'd take 50 minutes to tell you something he could tell you in 5, to be honest. Anyway, he's droning on about Ribble Valley, and then they go on to the Champion Hurdle trial, and he said, oh, Ribble Valley's in that as well. And then he continues on the same rubbish that he just talked about for the Supreme. He went through the whole lot again for another 2 minutes. And I thought, well, if I'm droning on, I'm really sorry, Kev. You don't have to listen. But I was laughing about it to myself. In the video today, Shishkin, Monkfish, Deafy Dessau, Pentland Hills, Minalendo, and after that, just some of the tipsters that I'd say, if you want to listen to them, I'd certainly think that they were quite good. I watched some of their videos, and you might want to join them, and multiples as well. So anyway, Shishkin. Now, I was clearly impressed with Shishkin because I put on Twitter, and I post up on Twitter sometimes, I put on Twitter, Shishkin, 16 to 1, that won't last long with William Hill for the Supreme. Looks a bit of a weapon. Okay. So the price came down about 10 to 1, and I thought, right, there we go, that's the right price. The thing's into 6s now. He's half the price of Chantry House, half the price of Andy Dufresne, and he's won a novice hurdle at Newbury against Shake Mat Party. Now, Mr. Coffee beat that horse just about as far. It's 25s. So where are they getting a 6 to 1? Chantry House, I put him on a video. An exciting novice video. I think he's a very good horse. Now, Chantry House beat Stolen Silver, who won a Grade 2 in his debut. Pylon was 4th. He's won again since. Now, Shishkin's not beaten anything really in that race. He's 6 to 1. Where are they getting 6 to 1 from? And please don't tell me they've built up big liabilities. They've just cut the price to try and stop you betting on him. Now, it's because he's won recently. He's from Nicky Henderson's yard. And they can't cut the price. That's the only reason for it. He's no right to be that price on form. And it's the same, I was just about to talk about Monkfish. Now, he's the same. He's won by a wide margin. He's from a big yard. He's won very recently. And they've just cut the price willy-nilly. Because they can. And a Monkfish is no right to be that price for the Albert Bartlett, really. I mean, it's normally won by a plotter, not a flashy type like him. So all I'm saying is Shishkin was hellish impressive. I wouldn't have put up what I did if I didn't think he was impressive. But was he 6 to 1 for the Supreme impressive? No, he wasn't. But at 16 to 1 he was value, but in the middle is where the price should be, and certainly not 6 to 1. Monkfish is the same. I think he's underpriced really for what he's done. And they both could well win. But like what I'm saying is, I don't think there's any value in the prices anymore, and it's just like they've won recently. They're from big yards, and all of a sudden your price is gone silly, and I mean really silly, and really quick as well. So yeah, just be careful on those prices on them. I would hope that more people would have watched the Chantry House video. It was called Exciting Novice, but I got a general amount of views that I normally get on my videos, and like that Chantry House video only had a third of that, so I'm not really sure. People didn't seem to watch it. And actually, I put up two horses on it. I just talked about two horses. I didn't put any horses up. Talked about two horses, and they were about 40-1 for the respective races at Cheltenham, and now they're both tens. So maybe more people should have watched them. But then again, I'm picking these winners out of thin air, according to a few people. So yeah. Just luckily when I was picking the horse out of thin air that I picked Chitabello and Potter's Corner, so I've got lucky. I'm hoping that the thin air theory will work for me for the rest of the season. So on to the Champion Hurdle. What do I think of Pentland Hills? I don't really know what to think of Pentland Hills. He's twice gone past Ballyandy, leaving him dead for dust, and got beaten by him. How can you do that? I mean, he's gone past Ballyandy, and you would never, ever in a million years have thought Ballyandy would beat him in that race, and yet he has. And he shouldn't have got close. He shouldn't even have got close. Never mind beat him. He shouldn't even have got close. So, yeah, I'll be with an outsider. I still quite fancy Coeur Sublime after the wind up, but I wouldn't be on a shorty for the Champion Hurdle. Defi Dussault. God, talk about talk the talk and not walking the walk. Oh, I'm not hurting, but I'm desperately disappointed in myself that I saw the value, I talked about the value, I talked him up, I didn't back him. And that's the bottom line. I mean, and that's what a lot of these top experts do. They talk about the races, and then they're virtually claiming they've given you the winner. Well, I've not given you the winner because I never told you to bet on it. I talked about it because I was interested in it, but that's different. I mean, and they talk about all these horses, and then they're making out they're some sort of genius. You're only a genius if you're providing profit, to be honest. And you're not even a genius if you're providing profit, you're just doing well. But if you're talking about four horses in a race and then claiming you had the winner because you talked about one of them, well, that's not the same for me. Anyway, Defi, I talked him up. Oh, you got to laugh sometimes when you do it, but yeah, disappointed not to put him on, not to put money on him. But yeah, he's still got hard rivals. He's got Altior and Chaplin Poursois to beat, so he's not a gimme. He's absolutely not a gimme, but if we were on him at 10-1, we'd be in a happy place at the moment, and we're not. But, you know, he could still lose, and then it doesn't matter what price you've got on him, he hasn't won. It's like saying you've got 50-1, the horse, it's the same as a 5-1 shot if it gets beat. But you did have the value, and you can lay out things like that. I mean, we could have laid out on Defi. Seriously thinking that maybe we should lay out on Honeysuckle because so many people are pushing for the horse to go at the Champion Hurdle. Now, for me, I'll say it and I'll say it again. Her form over 2 mile isn't that good, and her form over 2 mile forward isn't brilliant either. I still don't think beating Bacardi's is that great a run, but she's going to have to go down 4 furlongs and win the Champion Hurdle. And it seems like everyone is pushing Henry de Bromhead into this. No one is pushing Willie Mullins to go for Benny Juju to go to the Stayers, because they know fine he won't do it, because they'll go for the easy option. But it seems like Honeysuckle isn't going to go for the easy option, because she's an even money shot to beat Benny Juju. At the moment, I would say she was even money, and Benny Juju's even money. But it seems like de Bromhead and Alexander are more likely to be pushed into going for the Champion Hurdle than Benny Juju and Willie Mullins and Rich Ritchie are going to be pushed into the Stayers, because they just won't go there. They go for the easy option all the time. So yeah, that's my view on that. Manila Indo is a horse that just did what it was supposed to do, and there's no right to really be cat match for winning a beginner's chase, but they cat anything now. So yeah, I wouldn't say yes or no. I tell you, the horse I was impressed with was Sam Brown. Now, he needs soft ground, but that was a good win, and it's backed up a win he had before, and he was 40-1 before the race, and I know a couple of shrewd judges took the 40s. He's only 20s now. If he got soft ground in that RSA, he wouldn't be the worst outsider in the world, that's for sure. But Manila Indo is correctly priced or maybe a bit short on what she's done. Quickly going on to multiples. Yeah, I love multiples and got a lot of funny stories about multiples. I've never pulled the 4 or the 5 out the bag. I've always just missed out by one, including a couple of funny stories like with where I've only been picking one of the horses out of 4 with other guys, and then other guys have picked absolute idiots of things, and we've all looked at the horse and thought that's the one that will let us down, and it always is the one that lets you down as well. So you know who you are, Tommy. Sugar botted. Anyway, never mind. Cost us a fortune 2 years ago when we had good priced winners, and he picked that and we didn't even want to pick it. And anyway, it doesn't matter, it's too late now. But anyway, yeah, on to the other tipsters now. I shouldn't really be bigging up other people's videos and things like that on the, but other people have asked, and I don't give a lot of tips out, and that's the way I am. I don't want to put a lot of selections up. I don't want to put a lot of bets up, but a lot other people do. So if you've got all your accounts, you get free bets, and you can bet on the William Hill Any Race Market, and you can bet on 365 and play the cash out market and all that. If you've got all that available to you, then Cheltenham's video on the Ante Post Insights and like his software, BetLoader, would be very useful to you. And I think he's very knowledgeable about racing as well. I think Blair White's blog on YouTube and Andrew Blair White, who's the same guy on Twitter, is very good. The finishing line's quite funny, but like I say, all these guys or all these videos give you more selections than what you'd really want. So it's up to you whether you want to get involved in watching other videos. And I don't know any of these guys at all. I mean, I might have the occasional comment to them on Twitter, but I don't know any of them personally. But if you want to watch more videos with more content, saying I'm not listening to the Final Furlong anymore, I'd say that I'll be listening to the Race Hour podcast. I find them quite useful. They're quite good. And On the Hunt as well is quite good. This is just if you want to listen to these podcasts, get more Cheltenham content. But the Final Furlong's going, for sure, definitely going. So anyway, hopefully I haven't droned on too long for Kev Smith this time. So we'll leave it at that for now. We've got a big week, Thyestes week, Cheltenham Trials week. Hopefully you guys will pick a couple of winners. I won't be having any bets. Haven't had one since I picked Potter's Corner out of thin air. So I'll say goodbye for now. Have a good week, and I'll be back to you next week with either video 7 of the Cheltenham Festival 2020 or a bet.